Hello, and welcome back to your South King County real estate update. My name is Sarah Eggleston with Stone Egg Realty at John L. Scott, and I am back to deliver your local real estate news for September. So this will be more of an August recap for some of our numbers, a little bit more recent articles, but we'll go ahead and jump right on into these slides. September 2023 update, here we go. Seattle area home prices hold steady as market lags. In August, the median home sale price for King County was up less than 1%, so pretty much flat with where we were last year. Our higher mortgage rates are definitely affecting that. We'll talk a little bit more about some other things that are affecting that later in the show. Pending home sales are down. We're just seeing way fewer sales now than we have in the past, especially those pandemic unicorn years that we were talking about a couple months ago. It's much better to look back at 2017, 18, 19 rather than 2020, 2021, and 2022. These are not really good comparisons because they were such an abnormal market with so many other factors going on that those numbers really aren't relevant right now. If we're looking compared to a year ago, we are pretty steady on those prices. So year over year, new listings in King County were down 19%. If we compare the August 2021 to 2022, the new listings were down 16%. So if we look back to like 2022, we were at a great shortage of new listings coming to the market. But if we go back to the 2017, 18, 19, we get a lot better comparison. And another thing to keep in mind is this is very area specific. So like North King County, prices dropped 6%, but here in Southeast King County, they climbed 3%. So that's Auburn, Kent, Skyway, and we're flat in the southwestern part of the county. So Des Moines and Burien, that area. So it really is super area specific. You got to zone into the area that you are interested in to really get the full story of that area. Here's those graphs from August to August in King County here. We are pretty much the same, just shy of 900,000 a year ago and just over 900,000 at this time for August. Regardless of location, brokers say homes priced below 1 million are seeing the highest levels of competition. That is nothing new. In those lower price points, we see a lot of competition, especially since we are kind of a higher price point area compared to some of the other parts of the country. It's anything under $1 million is definitely desirable. For King County condos, last month we're at 525, up 8% than a year ago. So our condo market is making a bit more of a comeback than our single family housing market. Some investors are snapping up condos to rent out because, quote, they see an opportunity before the prices get high again. So I have heard in the past that one thing to do if you're trying to kind of guess what's going to happen in the market is look what the investors are doing. And so the investors are now back in the market. They're making those investments before home prices go back up. So at least those investors believe that there is a high likelihood of those home prices going up again. And if we compare the single family homes to condos, as far as closed sales, single family homes were down everywhere, as were condos. Except for North King County, that was flat on the single family homes, but down 48% for the condos. And home prices are a little bit all over the board. We got -3 in Seattle for single family homes, -6, but +7% on the east side. Southeast King County was up 2.9. We look at condos. North King County was down 40% almost. That is a pretty big jump. But the rest of them rose, so prices are remaining steady overall in the condo market. So why are there so few listings? So this is new single-family houses being constructed back to 1970. You can see that leading into the 2008 housing crash, we were building and building and building, and we had a lot more buildings than we actually needed during that time. But because no one could afford them, people stopped building, and we have had 14 straight years of below average construction levels, and our population has only increased. So this is really setting us back on our available housing, just because there are literally fewer houses than we need. We need more construction to happen. You can see this last year, we did hit that average units. We are seeing that increase in building going forward, but they got to hurry up. We need those homes. Also, homeowners are staying in their homes longer. So 1985 to 2009, it was 5 to 7 years, basically 6 years that people were staying in their homes. And then 2010 to 2022, we're up to 9-10 years in their houses. We're just seeing people move less often, stay longer in their home. And moving forward, I think this may mean that people will stay in their homes even longer due to those higher interest rates. Once those interest rates went up, those homeowners, if they had a mortgage, they have refinanced and they're sitting on a 2.5-3% interest rate and don't want to leave that house to go to something with a 7% interest rate, which is understandable, but life situations will always happen where people need to move, and a lot of people have paid off their homes, so they wouldn't be paying a mortgage anyway. So if people are downsizing, they'll sell off that old home, pay cash for their new home, and then have a little bit left over. But yeah, it's multifaceted thing as to why there are so few homes available for sale right now. If we look at new listings compared to the last few normal years in August, new listing count, we are down quite a bit compared to what we would expect to see during August. Active listing count, we're down even a greater percentage. And then our total listings, we just don't have as many listings on the market now as we normally would expect to see this time of year. But what's being done about it? At least in our area, there are initiatives and things happening to help the situation, either build houses quicker, or there's a lot of loan options to help get good renters into homes, even if they don't have that down payment saved up. But this article is talking about streamlining the permitting so they can get more people into houses, just reducing the amount of time, because during the home build process, one of the biggest chunks of time is permitting. And it varies by county how long this takes, city and county. But a lot of times the permitting process takes a long time, and it is a huge time setback in the construction process. So if we can streamline that permitting process, reduce the time that it takes to get those homes permitted to be built, then we can have more homes built quicker. So hopefully that is something that helps build homes faster moving forward, because we really do need that inventory. And that brings us to our Market Stat Minute. In Southeast King County, we had overall 63.9% of homes going pending in the first 30 days, shortage of inventory overall, and a 1.2 month supply. If we're looking at over a million, it's 3.1 or 3.4 month supply. So that's more of a healthier market. But especially under $750,000, we're at less than a month of inventory. Extreme frenzy, $350K to $500, and 77% of those homes are going pending in the first 30 days. That turnover is just still really fast. And in Southwest King County, we're at about a month supply overall, which is a shortage, and 58.4% of those going pending in the first 30 days. So that categorizes us as a surge. Again, if we look at those lower price points, 0.8 months supply, 0.6 months supply, we just have a severe shortage of inventory below $750,000. And for our new resale listings, the purple line is this year, and this shows visually how far behind we are on our new listings coming to market than we've been for the past several years. This goes back to 2018, so this includes a couple normal years plus our pandemic years, and we just have very few homes coming to market compared to what we'd expect to see this time of year. However, I would like to draw your attention to this tick up from July to August on new listings. This is incredibly unusual. You can see we saw it a little bit in 2019, but almost every year, those new listings tick down from July to August. So This could be a sign that we are headed back towards closer to where we would expect to be trend-wise for our new listings. And this is total buyer contracts. So this shows more buyer demand. Buyer demand, we're below where we've been the past couple of years, but that's because there's fewer listings. So those listings are definitely being shopped. There's a lot of buyers out in the market that are fighting over a small amount of inventory. And these are those two lines combined. The closer the orange lines are to the green line here, the hotter the market is, the faster turnover. So you can see we have a much lower green line, so fewer new listings coming to the market, but our pended compared to our new listings is still very, very strong. And the hyper local breakdown. So Kent, Renton, Auburn, and Federal Way are what we're looking at here. For new listings, we did tick down in Renton from last month, but all the other areas we did tick up from July. And for pended sales, we were either flat or ticked up from July this August. And median days on market, this whole January, February spike here, and then shoot back down. We are a few more days on market, hovering at 7, 11, 10 area, but still very high demand, very few days on market compared to what a normal year would be. Median sales price, we did tick up slightly in Kent. The other areas did tick down a little bit, but if we're looking back year over year, we're up 14% on median sales price since last year. And flat in Kent, Auburn's up almost 2%, Federal Way's up almost 4%. So prices are remaining strong throughout this period. And if we look at our mortgage rates, last month we had a weekly average mortgage rate of 7.09 and a daily of 7.37. So this week, we are seeing a weekly average mortgage rate of 7.18, so a little bit of a change from where we were last time we met. Mortgage rates generally follow the 10-year Treasury. So that has been going up in recent weeks, mortgage rates following it. And the yield 3 weeks ago neared its highest level since 2007 and has been hovering around 4% since August as bond traders weigh whether recent economic data increase the likelihood that the Federal Reserve will decide it needs to keep interest rates higher for longer to lower inflation. So it's a whole bunch of guessing about what the Fed's going to do, other aspects. There are countless aspects that affect the mortgage rates. So it's a very hard thing to predict. And our daily is at 7.28, down slightly since Friday of last week and down from where we were last time we met. So the Mortgage News Daily is the blue. That is reported the most often. The other two have fewer reporting days. So we have been bouncing around between 7 and 7.5 pretty much all of August. And hopefully we'll be able to follow the 10-year Treasury yield, which is heading down a little bit now shortly, and have our interest rates go down. So 3 historical interest rate drops have happened shortly after the Fed funds rate surpassed the 10-year Treasury note yield. We're seeing this happen again for the 5th time in the last 40 years. This is a typical precursor for mortgage interest rates to drop. So you can see these crossover lines here, these periods, Fed funds rate, and then the 10-year Treasury follows after. Fed funds rate, 10-year Treasury follows after, and then the housing interest rates follow that 10-year Treasury. Just a little note, we do have our John L. Scott Foundation coloring contest going on. So if you know a child that would like to enter, entries are due September 25th, and they get a chance to win a Nintendo Switch Lite +1 game for it. You can either scan this here or go to johnlscottfoundation.org/contest. I can also send you the pages if you'd like to enter that way. Just let me know if you need access to any of these coloring pages. And there's 4 categories, 4 to 7, 8 to 12, 13 to 18, and a special needs category. So that is all ages. So let me know if you are interested in getting one of these coloring pages. And my fall buyer and seller guides are available. So if you are thinking about making a move this year, please let me know so I can get one of these guides to you. They are packed full of fantastic information, and I cannot wait to get one in your hands. I can send one to you. I can send it as a PDF, however works best for you. These guides are just really great information if you're thinking about making a move in the near future. And I do have my Seahawks schedules. They have been sent out. So if you have not received one and would like one, please let me know how I can get that to you. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. My phone number and email address are on the screen there. Let me know your questions about the real estate market. If you're curious about any specific areas, we can have that conversation. Whatever your real estate questions are, we should just call me. We'll have that conversation. Thank you so much for joining me today for your South King County real estate update. I'll be back here next month with your local update for South King County. Thank you so much and have a fantastic month. See you next time.